a little bit for any ads to finish. I'm going to hop on the Twitch and spell Twitch. That would be amazing. I don't know if I can. Here we go.
My computer doesn't like to run Twitch and Zoom and backgrounds at the same time. So if there's anything going on in there that we need to know, throw it in the chat.
Okay, that sounds good. Still got an ad for me, so anything we say right now might show up on the recording later on, but the viewers are not going to hear it. So here's our time to say all the insulting things about our viewers.
We're only the real hardcore viewers who go back to watch the pre-show to find out.
Those viewers are so insignificant you can hardly see them.
Oh, hey, what's that? Oh, look, the ad's over. We were just saying nice things about everyone. So welcome to No Pants Improv. Today, we're going to be putting on a show for you about a very small town filled with very small people. This is going to be like the Lilliputians from Gulliver's Travels. They're going to be like the Who's from Dr. Seuss Whoville. And they all live in this tiny town where everything else is bigger than them. And they just have a lot of opinions and a lot of problems. So to start us off, maybe what is like a small town issue that someone has experienced in real life? So go in the Twitch chat, or cast members, feel free to put this in the Zoom chat as well. To be like, your mailbox is the wrong color. That's not standard. Or we all heard Mrs. Hennessy has been just she's been practicing her drums, and it would be great if she was good at it, but she's not, and everyone just finds it too awkward to tell her.
Maybe there aren't any problems in a small town. I don't know.
You know, I think this town is probably perfect and has no problems. Let's see. Color of house breaks rules about historical preservation. Oh, that's great. All right, so we're gonna all pop our cameras off, and then when we come back, a very, very small town debates the color of a house breaking rules about historical preservation. Let's see. Did someone move my podium? Feels like it was a little bit to the left just before. All right, well, people are starting to filter in. Bunch of ungrateful. Oh, well, hello there. Just take a seat anywhere you like. Suppose I couldn't have expected any of you to show up on time. Totally fine. It's fine. I've only been in this job for 30 years. You'd think the people would learn a bit of respect, but no. All right. Here we are. I'm afraid that one of you has been doing something very wrong. I'm talking, of course, about the painting that's been going on. I think the person responsible knows who they are. Yes, that's correct, Martha. You're pointing to exactly the person responsible for this. I know that I don't have to explain, again, that this has always been a green town. Okay? Living green, working green, being green, it's our entire identity. It was the color that this town was when it was founded, because we needed to stay hidden among the blades of grass so that we were not, stepped on by any humans or any other creatures much larger than us. And it's just a matter of historical import at this point. We have to remain connected to our roots. So I'm sorry, but Belinda Waters, you have to stop painting your house. Yes, Belinda.
Well, Councilman, I just feel that we should allow a little more freedom of expression in this community. I for one, feel very stifled. And, blue is the color of the water. We're on the water, and I think it could be a little water draw. I mean, you got to use your imagination, Councilman. I'm sure Nancy will back me up on this. Nancy.
I'm so sorry, Belinda. As you know, I have to follow my heart, and my heart tells me that blue is the devil's work, and that really, honestly, you're probably gonna go to hell for that. I mean, I don't know if it's too late, if you can undo it. You know I love you so much, sister, but it's really bad what you're doing, and it's gonna destroy the whole town and probably bring hellfire down on all of us if you don't just repaint your house.
Yes.
I just want to know, if she gets the blue house, then I should be able to keep my 5 cars in front of my house. All right. People have 3 cars. There's not much difference between that and 5 cars. So if that blue abomination can go there, I think you can put up with some little extra hot box, matchbox stuff in front of the car, in the front of the house.
I will write cars down on the agenda. It's a very long agenda. For some reason, we don't get through many of these topics per meeting, but yes, Marcus?
Yeah, so if they get to do all of that, can I paint my house black and start turning my amp up to 10?
Marcus, we have not approved any of these things. There's no, they get to do this. They don't get to do this. This is all highly irregular and contravenes many of the important statutes that this town's put in place. Yes, Joe?
Okay, can we go back to the topic at hand? All right, being the smartest, most creative person in this town, I think that blue, personally, is a great idea, okay? Who has heard the song talking about the tiny blue person? Blue Dabudi, yes, exactly. Okay, this could be.
Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't a rock song. It's kind of more poppy, but I think this could be a great marketing opportunity to get more people to move here.
More people? Are you insane? Okay, let's take a step back, rewind. We need more rules, not less of them. We need fewer people, not more of them. Gray houses should be all the rage. And stop parking all of your cars on the sidewalk, John Windmuller. There.
I wish to make a formal motion. I move that the town moves to a system of anarchy where there is no rules and you can park as many cars as you want and you can turn up your amp as loud as it needs to be.
Motion declined. Yes, Nancy?
My family once told me that this is how it all starts. Like, this slow descent into chaos starts with one single act of defiance, which then leads to just a slippery slope on which we end up doing all manner of things to animals, and then we just lose all of our morals. We start having thruples, and then from there it's boom, we become a black pit, and I personally I don't think I'm prepared for that. I just really love bake sales.
Yes, Marcus?
From what Nancy just said, makes me think that we are not allowed to have animal sacrifices at any point.
No, that was never allowed.
And what about the thruples?
I mean, I'll have to check the rules. Back in the good old days when everyone was polite and was respectful, no one ever asked any questions about thruples. So it's not technically in the rule book, so I suppose it's allowed, but I do ask that you consider the effect on your property values if multiple people are just going to be cohabitating in a house, having, thruple-ish relationships. 3 people to a house, splitting the rent is going to lower the rent for each person individually, which is going to lower the perception of the house's value. I really don't see how the retail market could survive this. Yes, Belinda?
Well, for one, I gotta back up John on this one, because if you're gonna have 3 adults in one house, 5 cars is reasonable.
How is that reasonable? There's 1 car for the first person, 1 car for the second, 1 car. That's 2 extra cars. What are you going to do with all those cars?
As the artist of this town, there's some very limited minds around here, Councilman. You and Nancy and Martha, very limited, very overbearing, I would say. But some of us, like Joe, is pretty smart, and Marcus is also creative, and I think we should just maybe listen to John a little bit. That's all I'm saying. That's all I gotta say about that.
I just want to veto absolutely everything. Belinda, just because your aunt let you hang up your art in her coffee shop last summer does not make you an artist.
Okay, Martha, there's no call for being mean, and hidden below the belt, this is a community meeting, and you're supposed to be the one arguing to be conservative. I would think you could at least be kind, Martha. Okay? That hurt. I, for one, would just like to say the words hurt.
Yes, Nancy.
John wears his underwear, the same underwear, 2 days in a row, sometimes 3. I know. Also, so you can't listen to him. And Belinda is hooked on Quaaludes, which are a drug that shouldn't even exist anymore. And I just wouldn't take anybody's advice. Marcus, what is he doing to animals?
Okay, Nancy, that is definitely not true, because I would not be this upset if I were taking Quaaludes.
Nancy, how do you know about John's underwear?
I also was wondering about that.
I was also wondering about that, Nancy. We are married, and I wanted to.
This is persecution. I am just inquiring mind want to know, and I.
Is that you who've been calling me on the phone and asking about my underwear?
No.
Nancy, when you go downstairs in the middle of the night, you get on the phone. Is that what you've been doing?
Nancy's the underwear player that's been calling?
I guess I think so. I don't know why it's taking me so long to connect the dots.
Our underwear when someone.
Nancy, you ain't so judgy now, is you?
It's for empirical. It's a research. I'm writing an academic paper. You guys wouldn't understand. You're Philistines. I don't know.
Okay, so last year when the underwear pervert just went around stealing everyone's underwear, I had an item that was deferred from last year on our agenda.
Our house is blue. Everybody, don't just. I love your underwear. I'm sorry. I love it.
I, for one, would just like to say, Nancy, that my house is not the only thing that's blue.
I don't
know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
We'll just chalk it up to the drugs this time.
Well, now I'm trying to imagine what it means.
I think you know. Nancy knows what it means. She knows.
I just want to point out that the 4th and the 5th car, they might actually serve a good purpose. And if it's like a Miata, it's only going to be sort of a warm sort of weather car. So it seems like more cars than you would need, but you can find yourself with 5 cars and it serves a purpose.
You know how many things you can do in a car? You can have sex in a car.
Yeah.
1.
Out in a car.
2.
You can use the seat warmers to get your fascia all lubed up. You can make deliveries in a car. You can eat your Subway sandwich in a car.
That's 5 cars worth right there.
And I would just like to move that the cars could be any color. I don't want this restriction on colors applying to the cars now either.
Yeah, I just want to say that whenever we do the marketing materials, I'd like for myself to be the only one that's included in them. If that's okay with everyone, because I don't think this is going to work out very well for selling this place at this point.
No, I for one need to object. I'm an artist. I got to be involved.
Yes, the city has had a contract with Belinda for quite some time. She's been drawing all the things in our marketing materials. So Joe, I'm afraid that it's going to be very tough to split the contract with both of you. I know you've been competing as artists for a long time.
I want to make a proposal that we move to a formal marketing strategy of anarchy.
I would.
That work. Belinda?
I just think John is full of great ideas. John, you're the man.
I don't know where they come from. They just come to me.
John Windroller, you have always been the thorn in my side. You know, ever since I started on this job, and you have been proposing anarchy at every single meeting. I wish I could just kick you out of this town, but that directly contravenes Statute 7.
That would prove my point about the inherent dangers of authority.
I for one would just like to say I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here, Councilman. You don't like John's ideas because then you'd be out of a job. That's what's happening here.
Okay, I admit that sometimes John's ideas may have been the impetus for my work in adding additional statutes to the HOA regulations. However, just because 90% of the rules in there are, no, John, you cannot do the thing that you just said you wanted to do, it doesn't mean that my career is dependent on him. We don't have like a sort of Batman needs the Joker sort of thing going on, okay? Yes, Nancy.
It started in second grade. I drank too many juice boxes that day, and I tried to hold it, but the teacher, Mrs. Sally, would not let me out of class. And I accidentally wet myself, and they had to take me down to the school office, and they opened up this drawer, and there was just a pile of underwear in there, just like all colors, all shapes, all sizes, some of them new and some of them not so new. And they had me rifle through them to pick out a new pair to put on. And as I did it, I just started to gain this like appreciation for the variety and the complexity of the design, and the fabrication is unreal. And
Wait. Were there any that were blue?
There were several shades of teal. So
there we go. Everything blue. We're all in now. Not the devil's juice, whatever you said the blue was. It's a good thing. It sparked your interest in underwear.
Where do we get devil's juice?
Not from Nancy. She used to deny me the juice when she used to babysit me.
Yeah, because I didn't want you to become afflicted and become a terrible underwear creep like me. I feel like I have this like dark, evil inner person that just wants to sniff your underwear, and I just am trying so hard to control it.
We need gray underwear, gray only.
Yes, I think colors are just going to excite your perverse tendencies. And I worry that when we took our wedding vows and you said that it was, you know, part of our prenup that I not look in that drawer in the basement, I love that about you because I thought you were as enthusiastic about rules as I am. But now I'm realizing it's the devil's juice drawer, isn't it, Nancy? It's a drawer filled with juice. And if we open it, it's just all going to splosh out in an unholy satanic deluge.
I am
Linda.
Unpure creature.
I'm sorry. Am I the only one here that sees this as inappropriate? This is a meeting to determine the color of houses, and now the councilman's wife is discussing her strange perversion and the history and the psychology of it with us all. And I feel like I'm taking crazy pills because I just gotta say, I gotta be the one to say that's not kosher.
You know what, Belinda? You're entirely correct.
Thank you.
Don't put rules on what people can say when they want to say it. The Dark Lord comes through us in his own way.
I just want to stay on topic, Marcus, okay? I don't mind that she's a perv. I just don't think this is the forum to discuss it. I just want to say that.
Well, this is one of the only forums that we have in this town where everyone actually shows up. So as much as I would prefer to stay on topic, I have to acknowledge that there is nothing in the rules specifically preventing discussions of, you know, perversions, unless I could add one.
No, I've forgotten to do that one. I was ticking through the list, but I hadn't gotten there yet.
I would like to file a motion to include a ban on being a pervert in this town.
Well, wait, no, that's changed.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't go that far.
That's too wide a scope.
That's too far. I'm walking out of this meeting.
I think maybe just a bearded pervert.
Well, just any kind of pervert, really. I mean, I'm trying to like regulate Nancy into being more of an ideal, you know, non-perverted person. So because regulation,
I can say that's going to wipe out about 90% of the town. But I am ready with the marketing and the blue to bring that number up and then some. Let's go for it. No more pervs.
I just wanted to define the boundaries of perversion. Like if someone was to be having sex where there was a whole herd of goats surrounding you and those herd of goats were also having sex and then there was some blood involved, would that also be a perversion, or is that just like normal sex that happens to be close to other beings?
Whose blood?
The goat blood.
Okay, well, I mean, that's animal cruelty. So, I mean, that's already prohibited under other regulations.
I've seen you eating gyros. I've seen you.
Well, they're already dead when they're cooked. So, I think it's fine.
Motion to ban heroes.
The sandwich or the role in society?
Both. I say both. Thumbs up.
I motion that agreement.
Oh, but you wouldn't go for anarchy.
Well, look, banning Euros is adding a rule.
Yeah.
And I'm all for that. Nancy, what have you written down there? I knew you would do this, Nancy. I'm sorry, but
now that it's out, I can't control it. I'm sorry.
I'm super into it myself. I just feel like I'm getting an enormous amount of joy knowing that my second grade babysitter is over there drawing panties.
If I can be honest, the calls were weird at first, but I've come to miss them because I never really, considered my underwear until you asked me all those questions about it. It's like, I didn't fully appreciate what I had until you helped me see it and then describe it in great length and detail.
Very exacting detail.
Thank you for that vulnerability, John.
This town.
I just want to say I think it's inappropriate that Marcus is wearing underwear on his head. I think that should be banned.
That is not.
I actually did have it on the agenda to address that. It was item 4,901. But I suppose
I can't have my band be called Marcus and the Buttheads if we're not wearing underwear on our head.
I'm persuaded by that argument.
Me too. Yep.
That is a solid point. I'll just strike that off the agenda. I think we've made some real progress today.
Okay. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna go into my devil's juice drawer and I'm gonna just think about what I've done a lot.
Well, I suppose that I already did have getting me and Nancy some marriage counseling on the HOA agenda, so I guess I can just move that up as well.
Are speed bumps on there?
I mean, is that a euphemism or something?
Now we're going to talk about hard drugs.
No.
Okay.
When John Windwhirler parks his 5 cars on the sidewalk and I have to walk around, I feel like my life is in mortal danger, and it would help to have speed bumps.
I mean, if just because you do drugs doesn't mean your life is not in mortal danger. I understand that taking a hit off of a speed bump might make you feel better about those cars, but it's not actually going to help.
But the feeling.
But didn't that make you feel more alive? The idea that you could die at any moment right then.
No, anarchy is not for me.
Yet.
Oh, dudes, I gotta go. It's 6:66 p.m.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, I think that this has been an unusually productive meeting of our association, and I look forward to seeing you all next week. Now, I'm going to go have a talk with my wife. I think there are a lot of issues in our marriage that we need to discuss and, work out with some very carefully. Yes, Martha?
Are blue houses banned?
Yes.
Talal and I said hi. Hey. hey, look, I want to buy the ukulele from you. I want to buy that. I want to buy it from you. But the thing is, I don't want to contribute in any way to an organized economy. So I want this to be entirely off the grid as an economic transaction.
What did you have in mind?
I just thought we'd spitball it out. We'd figure out, how to keep it off the grid. A barter system, maybe.
Oh, like you want to give me one of those cars?
Yeah, something like that.
For the band show, but it's gotta be the Miata.
It's a seasonal car. You should be aware of that.
Well, I would just like to say that, I gotta have it. I gotta have the wind going through my hair as an artist. I want to be immersed in this town. I want to be immersed in those tall blades of grass as I drive by, and
it's a phenomenal experience. It's just you won't be able to enjoy it probably for a good portion of November, certainly not December. January is out of the question. You're hoping for February, but you're out there going like, I got the top down because I can, but it's way too cold to be enjoyable.
John?
Yeah.
Well, maybe during those months, you could drive me around.
Oh. And one of the other 4.
One of the other 4, yeah. Just from time to time, if I need to get somewhere. From time to time.
I can see the advantage of that, and yeah, we'd have to hang out. Sure, we can do that.
It's we've been neighbors across the street now for 19 years, and I've had my eye on you, but
you're a slow mover. You've been a slow mover about that.
I've been a slow mover. I've been shy. I've been scared, and now that I gotta repaint my house, I feel it's the time to express myself in other ways, John. And I just want to tell you, I gotta spend more time with you if you're interested. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, I mean, I kind of went through a rough breakup, and I've kind of always viewed those cars as my emotional shield, in there. But if you take the Miata, I guess you're kind of taking down a little bit of my wall. So I guess, yeah, let's try that.
That's great. That's great. Why don't you come over when you're ready to make a trade?
Okay.
Hey, what are you doing under the bridge? This is my place to sell stuff, okay? All right. Now, who needs those speed bumps? Should be here anyway.
Sorry. It's just the stress of running the council. It's really getting to me, and I need a speed bump.
I don't know, man. I think you might need a downer.
Okay, well,
I know the name seems ironic, speed bump, slowing down, but I think you need like a speed pothole.
Well, I mean, I've just been called a downer my entire life by, my mother, all of my friends, and my mother.
Did I hear pot? Was there pot?
Yes. Okay, I've got potholes, I've got pot, I've got speed bumps. I've got pretty much anything that you can imagine that involves Oh, there's my best.
I heard somebody was smoking doobs down here under the bridge.
It wasn't me. I am here to make order and tell on you all.
I was only here to regulate the possession of drugs. It's illegal to have a drug.
I'm here for weed.
Okay, we can talk, Marcus, but just to clarify, nobody's doing anything illegal. Okay, we're doing a remake of the song "Under the Bridge."
Under the bridge, under the bridge.
It's not a metal song.
Yeah, it's not good, like with the metal. I think Johnson was going to start us off with the first verse. Under the bridge song.
Under the
All right.
bridge.
Well, my pipes aren't what they used to be, but I'm under the bridge. I'm cold as a fridge. I'm living under here like a troll. I'm on a roll. I'm under the bridge.
Okay, and that's a wrap. That's all we need. Okay, we're good here. Thanks. I'll send you the footage.
I'm going to be internet famous.
I guess there's no weed down here.
So the Miata's gone. That's cool.
I should, yeah, it's gone.
So I can almost walk right through the designated pedestrian area.
Okay, you're looking at this as transportation as a way to get from point A to point B. And what I'm trying to create in the area adjacent to my property isn't so much a space you travel through, but a journey you go through. I want you to see that.
And that's why the Miata's gone.
No, that's another thing. I entered into an economic transaction for a guitar, and I wanted to make sure I stayed entirely off the grid. You know how that goes.
I do not. Are you instrumental?
Am I what?
I don't know. I was trying to ask you if you played an instrument.
I played the ukulele. Or I'm going to play the ukulele rather, and that's what I'm. I want to call myself a ukulele player, but I'm not a ukulele player yet. You're like, think it to get there. Look, I just think if maybe you lean into the fear while you're going by, like, what's something else that terrifies you?
Sharks, bees, potholes a little bit depending on the day. Tight shoes.
Okay, I want you to. I've got good material here. I want you. It's not as powerful with 4 cars as 5. I just want you to imagine those cars have bees in them. They don't have bees in them right now because I think it'll take me a while to find a bees guys or something. But I just imagine they're full of bees when you go by, and that should raise your fear, which will again make you more present in the moment and a sense of being fully alive in the wake of your possible mortality.
Do you have like a history?
I'm a very philosophical anarchist. Is my deal. That's what's going on with me.
Okay. That sounds like a really horrible piece of advice.
Really?
Just
Does it?
So if you're going to be playing the ukulele, I play the piano, and I've been trying to start a band, and I think you and maybe Nancy are the only people in this town who remotely play an instrument.
I am going to be learning to play the ukulele. All right. Count me in. Just count
Really?
me. Sure. The band can't have rules. Little thing. But other than that, I'm in. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a band with no rules. You're gonna love this. This is gonna be good.
I guess you're not moving the other cars then either.
I'm still trying to work on this one car. I don't want to use relationships because I don't like the word labels, but I think I might be working out.
What about thruples?
It seems early to raise that, but I will raise that. I didn't see that. Is that why you've been walking in front of the cars all this time? Do you want to?
It's complicated. Another one of my fears includes feelings, talking about feelings, relationship feelings, feelings in my pants.
It's a lot of feelings on that. You know what? Again, look at the journey these cars have been. Just think about that. I'm going to check in about the whole thruple thing. It wasn't something I considered. And I think we'll keep it at 4 cars for right now. Mm. It's a good talk. It's a good talk.
Okay.
Also, would you have a petition on change.org for anarchy in the town? So if you just consider signing up for that.
I'm not going to sign up.
Okay.
It was in 7th grade when Belinda's mother bought her a pair of lacy bikini bottom underwear. No one in the grade had anything like them. I mean, it was dazzling to see. I honestly was astonished, made my knees weak, and I coveted them so much. I would track them. I would keep track of where they were at all times relative to my person. Like even if she wasn't wearing them, I didn't care. I like knew which drawer they were in because I loved them. I loved them and I knew I had to be with them. But the thing was Belinda was selfish and she always wanted to keep a hold of her own underwear, like just because like she thought she was so special because she got a pair of them and my mother was like, no, you can't have them. Those are for sluts. I couldn't allow it. Couldn't allow it to be that way.
Nancy, I thought I might find you here. You're monologuing to the big hole in the ground again. Look, I wanted to talk. I realized something about myself, just that I've always defined myself by rules and enforced other people following rules because I was afraid of what was in my own heart if I didn't. My new addiction to speed bumps and absolute bangers of songs about bridges has really brought out a piece of me that I had not accepted before. And so I want to tell you, I'm ready to accept you as you are too.
Johnson,
Nancy.
you're wearing your blue cotton Hanes briefs today, aren't you? Boxer brief.
I put them on specifically for you.
Those are getting saggy in the crotch. They're thinning out there. You need to get a new pair. And maybe you need to get a new wife because I have one love and that love is lacy.
Is that a person or a style of underwear?
I don't know, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to find out because I, like you, am free now. All of the rules, all of the repression, all the fear of the color blue and the slide into anarchy of massacring animals, of being uncovered as the pervert that I am, it's all gone now. I've got nothing to lose and I don't know what. I'm going to somehow combine my love of underwear and a bake sale. That's my next move.
I don't think people are going to buy things that you've baked in underwear, but if you combine them in maybe some other way.
Sorry, did I hear that you were selling baked goods that came from underwear?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'd like to buy a significant amount of that product.
Bake sale.
Oh, it's not here yet.
Coming up Tuesday.
I hate the way marketing teases. Okay.
Right. Oh yeah, it's gonna be big.
John,
did someone get baked down here?
Mm-hmm. No. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Until Tuesday.
Tuesday.
On Tuesday, it's going to be a bake sale.
It's going to be the bacon brief.
Yeah.
Nancy's probably going to make pot brownies for it if he's gone.
With little tiny wrappers, like little cupcake style wrappers made out of.
You already hit oil. You can stop drilling. I'm sold. I'll be there.
Yeah, can't wait. I love it. Thank you for inspiring me, Johnson. I also love that your name is Johnson.
So do I. I suppose I'll have to find someone else to explore my newfound addiction to really things that are just bad for me with.
Can I tell you who's bad news in this town is Joe? So I recommend Joe.
You're right. She is bad news. For me, it's good news. For everyone else, might be bad news.
Yeah.
Good news.
Oh. These are just my buddies. I wasn't doing anything. I was just chilling with my buddies.
Well, that's all right, Marcus. I gotta be honest with you. I just really wanted someone to talk to. And I saw you walking out here with the goats out in front of my blue house here, and I just felt compelled to come out, see if you were.
Are you crying right now? Is that what's happening?
Marcus, I don't ever want to feel the way I felt that day. You know, in my heart, I was like, take me to the place I love. It's the blue house all the way. And now that I gotta repaint it, I feel like I don't have a place in life. I feel
You should give yourself over to the Dark Lord. No? You need guidance.
That doesn't speak to me, Marcus. You know, that's for you. That's not for me, and I don't begrudge that to you. I understand that's your thing, and I admire you for having your thing, Marcus. I just gotta say that I don't think it's my thing.
That's cool. I get it. That's cool. Well,
Hey, Belinda, I got your stuff. Oh, Marcus. Good job.
I was not doing anything with these goats. I fed them some of my Cheetos and they followed me, and that's all that's happening
What are
right
you
here.
talking about? They're frozen in attention. Look at that one right next to you. Oh my God.
I did not do some kind of ritual with the Dark Lord in which they became my minions. I'm just chilling with my buds.
Oh God. Okay, Belinda, here's your stuff, man. I gotta go. This is really freaking me out.
Thanks, Joe. Thank you. At least she comes through. You know what I mean? She's a strange broad, but I like her taste in music, and she always comes through.
She does. Listen.
Anyway, Marcus, thanks for stopping to chat with me.
Do you need a hug?
Let me check in with myself. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Marcus.
You're welcome.
You're the best.
"27 yards. That's the thing about this. It's 27 yards from the edge of the official, tiny town. So technically, it's unincorporated. There are no rules, and that's what my vision for this plot of land is. I didn't bother getting permits or anything because I didn't want to get in the trappings of the system. I just found the land, drove a crane on, waited for about a week to see if anyone said anything, and once no one said anything about the big crane, I figured I think I'm clear, and I've just been going ever since.
Feels so wrong and just so exhilaratingly naughty. There's no rule.
Wrongness is part of the rightness of it, is what I tell myself.
You didn't even have to file for an application to file a permit to develop on this land. You just drove out here and did it. I feel like a tingling in parts of me that I haven't said the words for in decades.
Nothing here fails codes because there is no building code here in this area.
You are one weird dude, John Windmerler. So you need me to get you something? Let's talk about it. You said it was a big deal. You know I can get pretty much anything you want, legal or not. Not goats. I don't deal in freaking goats. So what do you need?
I need goats.
Goats. Oh,
I'm willing to pay in a 1978, as close to mint as you can get, 4-wheel drive Volvo wagon, which is a very rare automobile.
Okay. Not for me.
I will have those goats. I don't know what it is about them. Have you noticed that they're frozen? Like, have you also, that's a thing with them, right?
I've not seen Marcus's goats move a single inch.
That's the thing. I never thought I could be a goat person and like have goats because they seem like a lot of maintenance. But if if they could be that still, I think I could keep it. If I built some apartments or high density housing here, I think they could still be a reasonable pet.
I just gotta wonder, do they like perform all the normal bodily functions? Do you have to like scoop up after them, or anything, or are they just like completely inanimate?
I haven't thought of an elegant solution of that issue yet, other than maybe a drip pan or so. It's still in the
Sort of
rough
like
stages though.
hydroponics solution. Yeah.
I like that. Let's go with that.
Wow, you're one weird dude too, Johnson Johnson.
I've tried to hide it for so long, but I'm gonna go take this shovel and I'm gonna go dig without regulations.
Wow. Okay, so only the goats then. That's it.
That's what I want.
That,
Is there anything else that you don't deal in? Because I feel like the moment you said goats, that was contraband. That's exactly what I wanted. And so maybe there's something else you don't deal in
all right.
that I also.
We'll stretch. We'll make a stretch here. Okay. I've got cats.
You won't get cat. You won't procure cats.
I will get cats. A very close cousin of the goat. They're not frozen, which is good.
All right, I want the goat and I want cats, but by cats I mean the original cast, or that'd be a long time ago, a somewhat recent cast then of the musical Cats.
I can get you the recent cast like super freaking cheap.
I heard you could get anything, and I was like, don't say the word anything with me if you don't mean it. But
I told you, man, anything but frozen, dirty goats. All right, cast of cats, or like the most recent.
Cat, that would be terrific. That would be terrific. And they don't have to be, if the goats were clean, like a wash ahead of time, that's fine. That's not part of the things that I was excited about.
Okay, yeah, buddy. I'm gonna get you the cats then. All right.
And the goats.
I'll get you the cats. All right.
Cast of cats and goats. Yep. I feel like we're on the same.
Yeah. Later with the cats then. Yeah, later with the cats. Okay.
Okay, there's more. If there's one, you knew it.
It was 10th grade when I got my first boyfriend, Jake Dillinger. Now, I loved him. But what did I love about him most? You know, it was the underwear. He wore beautiful, beautiful boxers, soft to the touch like velvet. When I held them up, I could almost see through them. They were diaphanous, gossamer-like. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I thought to myself, what is it about this that makes them so perfect? The way they cup your body, the way that they adhere to all your curves without constricting or compressing in any uncomfortable way unless you want it to. And then the thing is this. Here's the thing. Then I realized it was more than that. It was the principle in and of itself.
I'm sorry, you said this is the beginning of the survey?
Oh, I'm sorry. I lost myself for a moment there.
It's just you said you had an important survey, and then it seemed like it went off on a different track there.
They call it a reverie, and it happens when you truly love something or someone. The way I love Lacey. Anyway, tell me about your undergarments.
Well, I mean, I haven't really thought about them much before. They're in the second drawer, and yeah.
Just not about where they are, not about what they're doing, not about the state that they're in. Tell me about them. What fabric are they made of?
I guess I think they're cotton.
Mm-hmm. Are they cut into a bikini?
But they're cotton. But the weird thing is, like, they all say they're cotton, but like some feel very differently from others still. And I'm like, why is that? It's supposed to be cotton.
Some of them are blends. That's right. Also, there are different grades of cotton, like with sheets. Did you know?
Some of them do feel different from others, and they don't tell you anything about that.
Oh, yeah. I've long been lobbying for them to start selling underwear by thread count. Oh my God, an Egyptian cotton pair of boxers would be... Oh. Anyway, tell me about the color.
I guess they're mostly blue,
Okay.
and then some are black. And then I got this one that has stripes and dots because I was on a conference and I forgot to pack, And they just, when I went to the nearest store, they just came in a 4-pack, and so they had those kind of kooky colors.
So there were 4 in that 4-pack, and let me tell me now, did they have an elasticized waistband?
They did. It's actually, I'd never read before, and actually, like, that changed everything for me, because up until then I was like, there has to be colors for underwear, and then like these didn't have solid colors, and then I started thinking like, well, that's better, and then I started thinking like everything would be better without rules, you know? And so like that was kind of an awakening for me.
Oh my God. That just got me so, I don't even know. Okay, last question. Do any of your pairs of underwear have any holes in them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because you've worn them so much?
I don't think I framed it that way, but I guess in a way.
Great. That's all I need to know.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for meeting me down here.
You guys, I accidentally summoned some demons. We gotta get out of this town. I'm so sorry.
Singing and dancing is so sexually charged.
Oh, it's like their clothing is like all underwear.
I feel like it's unlocking something within me that speed bumps have only begun to unlock, and it's just all flooding into me.
Don't go towards the darkness, Jocelyn.
I'm going to go. I can't resist. It's so beautiful.
No.
I'm going to touch the cats.
No.
Oh.
Okay. Since Councilman Johnson is no longer with us, I will be taking over today's meeting.
Hey, Martha, I really think we need to vote on that. You know, I admire that you want to make some executive decisions here, but
Right here.
I'm not sure I would vote for you to be in charge.
It's right here. Councilman Johnson put it in the laws. It's signed, stamped. It was part of his last will and testament, in fact.
I don't think he has Nancy, he doesn't have the right to do that.
Also, I'm the executor of his estate, and I mean, okay, admittedly, I've been busy with cataloging his stuff, but that
yeah, and
I'm just gonna stay out of this, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, Nancy. I mean, you know, you're great with the underwear, and I love what you're doing with the underwear in town. And you know, I wanted to impose a lot of rules, but I like them blue. You know, you made a good point, and I feel like we've hit a good medium. But as far as sitting in this chair goes, I think you're just a little bit loopy for that.
I want to just say that everyone in town should know that they have a right to be free. They have a right to go balls to the wall, hang out, hang loose, let it out, speed bump, bump up, touch the cat.
No. I'll say it again. I proposed last time no underwear. That would be true freedom, and you were very against that.
Because true freedom is a gentle gossamer cloud in which to rest your privates. That's freedom, the support of a mesh knit. I don't have a clear philosophy because I just love underwear.
Well, this is the first time that I have ever been summoned as a ghost from the last will and testament which you were reading. Marcus helped me with that, sort of satanic summoning spell. I do have to go back to hell pretty much immediately after this, so I'm going to make it quick. If you'll just read further on the will, it says, as my last act.
I'm sorry. Is the entire cast of cats in hell?
Oh yeah, I mean, pretty much immediately after the show, it was just like some sort of Final Destination shit. They just all died in horrific ways, went straight down there.
God, I spent a lot of money on those damn cats, and to go through a portal to hell, you owe me somebody.
Well, look, I'm not going to pay you back on that because, I am in hell. I'm a bad person. So that's just kind of par for the course, as it were. Just wanted
Sorry, you were saying it was just distraction with the whole cast, whole darn cast there.
Every single one of them.
Rumpleteether, Rum Tum Tigger,
Thimbleshanks, McCavity.
I see you all.
Every single one.
I miss you, Johnson.
Well, I'm gonna miss all of you when I'm down here being tortured by the sound of the recent remake of Cats, which was not nearly as good as the original. But I just want you all to know that as my last act as councilman, I am putting John Windroller in my place as councilman.
No, you can't do. You can't make me. You can't do that. I can't.
I am doing that. That's what I'm doing.
You're literally surrounding me with rules right now. You're literally making the focus of so many.
What kind of what do you wear in your nether regions in the netherworld?
So the cast of Cats, I mean, the costumes, they're just completely nude under there. There's nothing. So there's really no underwear. It's just like wear.
Motion to let
I can't
Johnson and Nancy have one final moment together.
All right. I would also like to propose that Nancy is the one who clearly has a vision for the town in the way that I don't. So I declare Nancy mayor.
If there's no underwear in hell, then I don't want to be. I don't know what to do.
I have to go soon. I'm needed for a rehearsal of Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat. But before I go, Nancy, if you don't want to go to hell where there's no underwear, you have to be good, Nancy. You have to be good enough to get into heaven where they have tidy whities for days. Promise me, Nancy. Promise me you'll be good.
Yes. Yes.
Goodbye, Nancy. I always loved you.
I love you, Johnson. Enjoy the magical Mr. Mistopheles. Well, you heard it first here, folks. I'm going to turn this town around. I'm going to reinstill some discipline. I'm going to take off my giant onesie because now I understand that I have not earned it. I'm going to go back to being a respectable member of the community. I'm going to eradicate the speed bump problem. And I'm going to kick some ass and take some names. So